TNT. Dynamite. Chapter 1. The Trinketer's Enchanted Ascent, embarking on an unknown journey. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills, lived a curious girl named Trinketer. One sunny afternoon, she decided to take a leisurely walk through the woods. The Trinketer was originally just going to take a walk through the woods, but something kept calling her to this path, and climbing she went. As she strolled, a soft, melodic whisper beckoned her deeper into the trees. Intrigued, she followed the sound, her heart racing with excitement. The path twisted and turned, leading her to a towering tree with branches that sparkled like jewels. With each step upward, Trinketer felt lighter, as if the very air was filled with magic. She reached a branch that shimmered with colors unseen, and there, she discovered a castle. Not just any castle, but the Tinkerer's castle. He had derived a security system all by himself, where tidal waves would sweep up unwanted visitors in the deep moat he built around the castle. The waves nearly hit the sky. They went up so high as they swished and swooshed right around the stone bed of the gates. Pulled up, pulled down, it didn't matter to whatever was being whacked by the water. Trinketer just had to see what it was that had been pulling her here instinctually. In a way, she had lost all logical control over her body, but she just had to see whatever could it be. There he sat mesmerized at his desk, staring into space, yet staring so deep into one thing complete. Lost and forlorn, he looked up almost in defeat. He raised up his hands, at first incredulously, then with mourning, as he put them on his face, holding his cheeks in a kind of bewilderment we thought had disappeared with Saturday morning cartoons. Frantic disdain, urgent sadness, without a foreseeable antidote. He was heartbroken, utterly so. And the Tinkerer had hardly had anyone to live him for so long now. It was only his love himself and the collective conscience of the world that helped him receive any love nutrition at all. He had barely skated by for decade, if not centuries, with merely a wrinkle or 2 years decline. Compared to what payout most others received from the collective subconscious, most got hardly anything. They definitely would not be nourished enough to stay the same. They would not be nourished enough not to age and grow old. They would barely get enough love to survive on from that / them. Whomever they really are. It's all. And the seemingly soulless ones down below. They even send some when they've been affected or touched, influenced by him. After all, her is the Tinkerer. He has been notoriously helping the real world in any way he can for as long as anybody who's alive can remember. He has become a secret superhero some, only a few know about, but many whisper questions about. Was that his shadow I saw outside the factory door, the night someone left the improvement that saved her life in the sidewalk floor? Knocked hard, then pounded on the door, but by the time someone had come, he had already run. He saw her crying in her window and watched her go to work the next day. He saw how her job nearly killed her, sucking in her long hair and then reaching for her hand. She screamed and pulled fast, just barely missing the blade. Her hair would grow back, but next time her hand wouldn't do the same. Once the factory closed, Tinkerer slipped right in and began looking at everything. He saw just how the gear that was turning the thing that was spinning had a belt that was thinning and was bound to give out any time now for sure. It almost did when it cracked and jammed and almost sucked her inside. A new belt would go smoothly without the disturbance and suction potential. Implemented the next day was the new part without question or wonder, but as if they had pre-ordered it, and the little lady was indeed saved, or rather spared, due to his good deed, invention, or rather call it tinkering instead. She may have never known he was the one that fixed it, but her thank yous were immense and floated off in his direction either way. You don't have to tell someone thank you for them to get your appreciation. They get the points or good vibes even if no one knows they are sending it. We could call it the Bugman's tally and the end of line, or the Peter at the gate, or was it Paul and Mary with their dragon bait? The Tinkerer could get lost in thought and carried away by them too. Sometimes jumble up memories got lost in there too. Those were times he likes most, when he fell into the story and forgot that he was thinking and forgot about his being. Swept away in the character and script he created, he could hear the horse's feet in the distance. They did rumble. He pulled down the metal links of his armor over his face as he charged, sword in hand, raised arm, overhead and over heart thrown forward, and began, clump clink, clash, now what? He blinked back into reality as he heard the sound outside. It was the Trinketer. She had tripped over something and knocked down a statue as she was trying to peek in the windows. If only he'd have known she was there, he would have been so happy, but he was the only one who cared. She did not even know his name or what he did do. His life was his own lonely little life, he thought to himself, huffed a long sigh and plopped back down. What next to distract himself from his lonely wonder? Some direction, some task, something was what he needed. She could believe how different he looked from the last time she saw him. So focused had he been in his next project that he had been slant-browed eyes that meant business, no fun, all work. He must surmise how to fix this problem and then plan out the draft to prepare the solution before it be ironed on. And just in mid-thought he bumped into her again. Busy furniture eyes caught hers, and he seemed inconsiderate, not even an excuse me as he wandered away. He had noticed her after running into her, although she had not noticed that. He had noticed her and looked back not once, not twice. It thrice or 3 times, that is, I guess they say, and let's just say he would never be the same. But did either of them know this at the time? No, but he had an inkling of the idea, and it was starting to sink in and